Hello and welcome. I have a question for you. Is it possible that a simple fruit sitting in your kitchen bowl right now could be more powerful at protecting you from a stroke than you've been led to believe? So many of us are doing our best. We take our blood pressure medication as prescribed. We try to watch our cholesterol. We get our checkups. But if you're like most people over 50, you still feel worried. You feel like you're not fully in control of your own health. And you might ask, if there are simple foods that you can help, why isn't this the first thing my doctor talks about? It's a very fair question. The treat is, our modern medical system is incredible at treatment. If you have a stroke, you want to be in a modern hospital. They are heroes in a crisis. But our system is not. And designed for prevention. Your doctor might only have 15 minutes for your appointment. In that time, they have to manage your immediate risks, your high blood pressure numbers, your cholesterol levels, your medications. They simply don't have an hour to sit down and redesign your grocery list. That's the gap we are going to fill today. I'm not here to go against your doctor's advice. I'm here to be a partner with you and your medical team to help you build a lifestyle that makes their job easier and your life healthier. We all know the devastating, obvious signs of a major stroke. We're taught the FAST acronym. F for face drooping, A for arm weakness, S for speech difficulty, T for time to call 911.
But the hard truth is, a massive stroke is almost never the first sign. For months or even years, your body may have been sending tiny, subtle warning signals. These are called transient ischemic attacks, or TIAs. We call them mini-strokes, and we almost always brush them off. Have you ever had a sudden, brief, dizzy spell that lasted just a few seconds? Or a moment of blurry or grayed-out vision in just one eye that then cleared up? What about a fleeting numbness or a pins and needles feeling in your fingers or one side of your body? Or maybe you slurred a single word or couldn't find a common word, and then, a moment later, you felt perfectly fine? We dismiss these things. We say, oh, I just stood up too fast, or I must have slept on my arm funny. But these are not nothing. These are urgent distress calls. They are tiny clots that are temporarily blocking a blood vessel, and they are the single biggest warning sign that a major, life-altering stroke is on its way. This is because a stroke is rarely a sudden event. It's a slow-motion process that can start in your 20s or 30s. The original script I studied for this video had a perfect analogy. It's like a water pipe in your kitchen. For 10, 20, even 30 years, plaque, a sticky, greasy gunk made of cholesterol, fats, and inflammatory cells, is slowly building up inside your arteries. It's just like rust and scale inside that pipe. After we pass 50 or 60, our metabolism slows down. Our body's natural cleaning crew, our liver and kidneys, aren't as efficient at clearing out the gunk as they used to be. And the most terrifying part, that artery in your neck or brain can be 50%, 70%, even 80% blocked, and you will feel nothing. You'll pass your annual physical. You'll go on walks. You'll feel perfectly fine. But inside that artery, the clock is ticking, and then one day, a small clot or a piece of that plaque breaks off and lodges in that narrowed passage. The blood flow snaps shut. Your brain, your body's command center, is starved of oxygen. In just 1 minute, nearly 2 million brain cells can die. And they never grow back. This is the moment that steals your ability to speak, the moment that paralyzes one side of your body, the moment that robs you of your independence and your memories. This is why we cannot wait for a crisis. Prevention is everything. So, what is the real cause of that rust in our pipes? It's not just our age, it's the food on our plate. Before I reveal the best foods to help protect and clean those blood vessels, we must first talk about what to remove. We have to stop pouring more grease and gunk into the drain. So let's start with the 4 worst foods for your arteries that you might be eating every week. If you don't stop these, eating all the blueberries in the world won't help. It's like trying to bail out a sinking boat without plugging the hole. Worst food number 1, processed and cured meats. I'm talking about hot dogs, sausages, bacon, salami, and even those seemingly healthy sliced turkey or ham cold cuts from the deli. They are convenient, they are tasty, and for your blood vessels after age 50, they are incredibly damaging. Why? 3 reasons. First, the sodium. A single hot dog, or a few slices of deli meat, can have over 600 milligallons of sodium. The American Heart Association recommends staying under 1,500 millicalories for the entire day. This flood of salt makes your body hold on to water, which physically increases the volume of your blood. Your heart has to pump harder, and this high-pressure flow is like a sandblaster against the delicate, single-cell thick lining of your arteries. It creates tiny nicks, tears, and injuries. Second, the saturated fat. This fat directly raises your LDL, or lousy cholesterol. This is the sticky gunk that will form a plaque. Third, the preservatives. To keep them fresh and pink, they are loaded with nitrates and nitrites. When these chemicals enter your system, they cause massive inflammation. Now, put it all together. The sodium damages the artery wall. The inflammation makes that injury sticky, and the LDL cholesterol sticks to that spot. This is how a blockage, a plaque, is born. That morning strip of bacon is literally creating the damage and delivering the plaque all in one bite. Worst food number 2, fried foods and trans fats. This is the next big one. French fries, fried chicken, crispy donuts, onion rings, anything from a deep fryer. That satisfying golden brown crunch is a disaster for your arteries. The problem is trans fat. When vegetable oils are heated repeatedly at high temperatures, like in a restaurant's deep fryer all day long, their chemical structure changes. Research from the Mayo Clinic calls trans fats a double whammy. They increase your lousy LDL cholesterol, the plaque builder, and at the same time, they decrease your healthy HDL cholesterol. Your HDL is your body's cleaning crew. It's the good cholesterol that goes around and removes the bad cholesterol from your arteries. So, eating deep-fried foods is like hiring a team to dump trash in your arteries while simultaneously firing the cleanup crew. And it gets worse. That reheated, oxidized oil unleashes a storm of free radicals in your body. These are unstable molecules that attack your healthy cells and make your blood vessels stiff, brittle, and hard. This is hardening of the arteries, or arteriosclerosis. A flexible, youthful artery can expand to let blood flow. A hard, stiff one can't. That crispy texture is making your arteries brittle.
Worst food #3, liquid sugar and healthy juices. This next one is a quiet killer because we don't even think of it as food. I'm talking about colas, sodas, sweet iced teas, energy drinks, and yes, even that healthy glass of orange or apple juice you get from a carton. We are liquid obsessed, and it's devastating for our blood vessels. Here's why. When you eat an apple, the sugar is trapped in a web of fiber. Your body has to work for 20-30 minutes to break it down, giving you a slow, gentle release of energy. When you drink a glass of apple juice, which can have the sugar of 4 to 5 apples with 0 fiber, that sugar hits your bloodstream in seconds. This is called a blood sugar spike. Imagine that sandblasting effect we talked about from high blood pressure. A blood sugar spike does the exact same thing to the delicate lining of your arteries, right? It's like scrubbing that. Smooth, non-stick Teflon lining with sandpaper, creating microscopic scratches and inflammation. It makes the artery wall rough and sticky. And what doesn't get used for energy? Your liver has no choice but to take that flood of fructose and immediately convert it into triglycerides, a type of fat that floats in your blood. This makes your blood physically thicker, stickier, and sludgier. So that morning glass of juice is doing two things. It is damaging the artery wall, and it's creating the sticky fat to clog it.
Worst food number 4, salty broth and canned soups. This last one is a staple in many homes, especially when we want something comforting. It's the intensely salty broths in canned soups, noodle packets, and stews. The original script I studied, which was from Korea, focused on their traditional salty stews. Here in the US, the #1 culprit is the canned soup. A single serving of a popular canned chicken noodle soup can have 809 milliliters of sodium. If you eat the whole can, that's over 2,200 milliliters, a day and a half's worth of salt in one bowl. We've already talked about how this sodium increases your blood volume and raises your blood pressure. But I want you to understand the two types of stroke. That high blood pressure doesn't just help form blockages, an ischemic stroke. It also puts your arteries under constant, relentless stress. It's like running a tiny garden hose at a fire hose's pressure 24 hours a day. Eventually, a weak spot in that hose can burst. This is a hemorrhagic stroke or a brain bleed. It is often more catastrophic and more fatal. That comforting, healthy bowl of soup could be weakening your arteries to the breaking point. Okay, we've plugged the holes. We've stopped pouring the grease, the rust promoters, and the sugar sludge into our pipes. Now, for the good part. How do we start to clean the pipes? How do we support our body's natural healing process, calm the inflammation, and protect our arteries for the long haul? We do it with food. Real food. I'm about to share the 5 best fruits for stroke prevention. These are nature's cleanup crew, and some of them may truly surprise you. Best fruit number 1, blueberries, the brain protector. Many of us know blueberries are good for our eyesight, but when it comes to brain and vessel health, they are a true gift. The power is in their deep, rich, purple-blue color. This color comes from a potent antioxidant called anthocyanin. Remember all those free radicals and inflammation we talked about? The sparks from fried foods and processed meats that injure your artery walls? The anthocyanins in blueberries are like a powerful cooling fire extinguisher. They circulate in your blood and neutralize those sparks on contact. They calm the systemic inflammation that makes your arteries sticky and stiff. In a landmark study from Harvard University following thousands of nurses, researchers found that women who ate the most blueberries had a significantly slower rate of cognitive decline, the equivalent of 2.5 years. And the best part? They are low glycemic. A whole cup of blueberries has less sugar than half a can of soda, and it's packed with fiber. This means they're safe for almost everyone, even those managing blood sugar. A simple tip. Frozen blueberries are just as, if not more, nutritious. They are picked and flash frozen at peak ripeness. Add a handful to your oatmeal or a smoothie every single day. Best fruit number 2, avocado, the good fat cleaner. Yes, botanically, an avocado is a fruit, and it's one of the most important ones for heart health. We've been trained to fear the word fat, but the monounsaturated fat in an avocado is exactly what your body needs to fight a stroke. Here's how. This good fat acts like a solvent. It travels through your bloodstream and helps to lower your lousy LDL, the gunk. And this is the critical part. Increase your healthy HDL, the cleanup crew. It's like pouring a clean, healthy oil into a pipe to dissolve the old, sticky grease. But avocados have another secret weapon, potassium. We all think of bananas, but a single avocado has significantly more potassium. Why does potassium matter? It is the natural, essential antidote to sodium. While sodium makes your body hold water and raises your blood pressure, potassium helps your body excrete sodium and actively relaxes the walls of your blood vessels. So, with every bite of avocado, you are simultaneously fighting high cholesterol, the plaque, and high blood pressure, the sandblaster. It's one of the most perfect heart-healthy foods on the planet. Best fruit number 3, tomatoes, the elasticity agent. There's an old European proverb, when the tomato turns red, the doctor's face turns pale. For cardiovascular health, this is absolutely true. The hero in tomatoes is a different antioxidant called lycopene. It's what gives tomatoes their brilliant red color. Lycopene is a powerhouse. It doesn't just fight inflammation. It seems to help make blood vessels more flexible and elastic. It helps turn that stiff, brittle, hardened artery back into a more supple, youthful one. It also helps prevent blood platelets from clumping together, acting as a mild, natural blood thinner that reduces the risk of a dangerous clot. But here is the billion-dollar secret that hospitals and food companies don't put on a label. You will not get the most lycopene from a raw, cold tomato in a salad. Lycopene is fat-soluble and is locked inside the tomato's tough cell walls. The magic happens when you cook the tomato and add a healthy fat. When you simmer tomatoes with a bit of olive oil to make a pasta sauce, or even roast cherry tomatoes in the oven, you break down those cell walls. The lycopene is released and binds to the fat, and your body's ability to absorb it increases by 500% or more. This is a cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet. That cooked tomato sauce isn't just delicious, it's a powerful medicine. It's a perfect example of how you prepare your food is just as important as what you eat.
Best fruit, #4, apples, growlings. You've heard it 1,000 times. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. When it comes to stroke prevention, that old saying is absolutely scientifically correct. The magic of the apple is not in the sweet flesh, but in the peel. The peel is packed with 2 powerful substances. The first is a special type of soluble fiber called pectin. This fiber is a miracle for your cholesterol. Here's how it works. Pectin dissolves in your gut and forms a sticky gel. As this gel moves through your digestive system, it acts like a sponge. It physically traps molecules of cholesterol and bile and pulls them out of your body before they can ever be absorbed into your bloodstream. Your liver, needing to make more bile, now has to pull lousy LDL cholesterol out of your blood to do that. Just by eating that apple, you've kick-started a process that actively lowers your blood cholesterol numbers. The second substance in the peel is quercetin, a powerful anti-inflammatory antioxidant. It works just like the anthocyanins in blueberries, calming the inflammation along your artery walls. So, the apple is doing 2 jobs. Its fiber is removing the plaque-building materials, and its antioxidants are healing the artery walls. This is why you must eat the peel. This is also why apple juice is a worst food, and a whole apple is a best food. The juice is all the sugar with none of the medicine. Always wash your apples well, and if you can, opt for organic since you'll be eating the skin.
Best fruit number 5, pomegranate, the plaque-reversing wonder. This last fruit is, in my opinion, the most powerful of all. For centuries, the pomegranate has been a symbol of life and health. Now, modern science is showing us why. Pomegranates contain a unique, extremely potent antioxidant called punicalagin. You won't find it in other fruits. While the other foods we've discussed are fantastic at preventing new plaque from forming, pomegranates have shown a stunning ability to help reverse existing blockages. A groundbreaking, peer-reviewed study out of Israel followed patients who already had severe carotid artery stenosis, dangerous plaque buildup in the main neck artery leading to the brain. After 1 year of drinking a small daily glass of pomegranate juice, the plaque buildup in their arteries was reduced by up to 30%. The group that didn't drink the juice saw their plaque increase by 9%. This is simply astonishing. How does it work? Two ways. First, the punicalagin is a superpowered anti-inflammatory. But second, pomegranates are one of the best foods in the world for boosting your body's production of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a miracle molecule. It's a gas that your blood vessels use to communicate. It tells the smooth muscles in your artery walls to relax and widen. This is called vasodilation. This immediately lowers your blood pressure and increases blood flow. So, pomegranates are not only helping to scrub away old plaque, they are also actively widening your pipes to make sure blood can get through. Now, a critical medical warning. Because it is so powerful, pomegranate juice can interact with certain medications, just like grapefruit juice. It can affect cholesterol-lowering statins, like Lipitor or Crestor, and some blood pressure drugs. If you are on any medication, you must talk to your doctor or pharmacist before adding pomegranate juice to your diet. Okay, so now you have your 5 super fruits: blueberries, avocados, tomatoes, apples, and pomegranates. But I would be failing you if I stopped here. Because for anyone over 50, and especially if you are managing your blood sugar or diabetes, just eating these fruits is not enough. You can accidentally do more harm than good. How you eat them, when you eat them, and what you eat them with, that is the real secret. This is what turns these fruits from a simple food into powerful medicine. So here are the golden rules for eating fruit to maximize the benefits and eliminate the risks. Golden rule number 1, never eat fruit alone. This is the most important rule. If you're on an empty stomach and you eat an apple or a bowl of berries by itself, that fruit sugar, fructose, still hits your bloodstream quickly and causes a small blood sugar spike. Remember, blood sugar spikes are what sandpaper your artery walls. The solution is simple. Always pair your fruit with a protein or a healthy fat. Have your apple with a small handful of almonds or walnuts. Have your blueberries with a scoop of plain Greek yogurt, another best food. Have your tomato slices with avocado, another best food. The protein and fat act like a brake. They slow down your digestion and the absorption of the fruit's sugar, turning it from a spike into a gentle, rolling hill. This stabilizes your energy and, most importantly, protects your artery walls. Golden rule number 2, eat whole, don't drink. I've said it before, but it's the golden rule for a reason. As soon as you put fruit in a blender or a juicer, you destroy the single most important part, the fiber matrix. That fiber web is what slows down the sugar. When you drink a healthy fruit smoothie, you are getting a massive 10-apple sugar bomb that hits your liver and your bloodstream just as fast as a can of cola. It's liquid sugar. Chewing is part of digestion. When you chew a whole apple, you break down the fiber slowly, and your brain gets full signals. You can't overeat. When you drink a smoothie, you can consume 50 grams of sugar in 30 seconds and still be hungry. The only exceptions are the ones we discussed. 100% unsweetened pomegranate juice, in small amounts, and with your doctor's permission, and cooked, pureed tomatoes, like in a sauce. Otherwise, eat your fruit. Don't drink it. Golden rule number 3, portion and timing are key. This is not a license to eat a giant fruit salad all day. Even good things must be in moderation. A good rule for all fruits combined is about 1 to 2 servings per day. What is a serving? 1 cup of berries, 1 medium apple or orange, half of a large avocado, a small 4/6 glass of pomegranate juice. That's it. That's all you need to get the antioxidant and fiber benefits. And as for timing, the original script's advice was wise. It's generally best not to eat a large bowl of fruit right before bed, as your metabolism is slowing down. The best time? As part of your balanced breakfast, rule number 1, or as an afternoon snack to bridge the gap between lunch and dinner. So let's recap the simple rules. 1. Pair fruit with a protein or fat. 2. Eat it whole, don't drink it. 3. Watch your portions. 1 or 2 servings is perfect. These rules seem simple, but they make all the difference. They are what separates someone who is accidentally spiking their blood sugar from someone who is intentionally cleaning their arteries. Now, I know this might sound complicated. You might be thinking, gosh, I just wanted to eat an apple, and now I have all these rules. I understand that feeling. But let me tell you why these small, simple rules can mean the difference between hope and frustration. I had a client, let's call him Bill. Bill was 67. He'd been on high blood pressure medication and a statin for high cholesterol for over a decade. But his numbers just wouldn't budge. He was doing everything he thought was right, but his lousy LDL cholesterol was still stubbornly high, and his blood pressure was a constant worry. He came to me feeling defeated. He said, "I guess this is just my genetic destiny. I'm just waiting for the stroke to happen." We sat down. I gave him the exact list of worst foods I gave you. For Bill, the big culprits were the salty canned soups he ate for lunch and the processed deli meat in his sandwiches. He agreed to make a change. He swapped his soup for a big salad with chickpeas. He ditched the deli meat for avocado and sliced hard-boiled eggs. Then, we added the best foods, following the golden rules. He started his day with Greek yogurt and blueberries. Rule number 1, paired with protein. For his afternoon snack, he had an apple with a handful of almonds. Rule number 1 again. He did not change his medications, he just changed his plate. 6 months later, Bill came back for his checkup. His doctor was stunned. His LDL cholesterol had dropped 35 points. It was finally in the healthy range for the first time in his adult life. His blood pressure was so stable that his doctor began to discuss reducing his medication. Bill's words to me were, "I feel lighter. I'm not living in fear anymore. I finally feel like I'm in the driver's seat." That wasn't a miracle. That was science. That was his body, finally getting the materials it needed to heal itself, and no longer being flooded with the materials that were poisoning it. Now, before we finish, I need to address the 2 most important questions that I know many of you are thinking right now. First, what if I have diabetes or prediabetes? Aren't these fruits full of sugar? This is an excellent critical question, and it's exactly why the golden rules are so important. The fruits I chose, especially berries, avocados, and tomatoes, are naturally low on the glycemic index. But the real key is rule number 1, never eat them alone. When you eat your berries with high-protein Greek yogurt, or your apple with high-fat almonds, the protein and fat buffer the sugar. You get the fiber and the antioxidants without the dangerous blood sugar spike. The most dangerous things for a person with diabetes are the worst foods we listed: the liquid sugar in juice and the processed inflammatory fats in fried foods. If you have diabetes, I strongly encourage you to test, don't guess. Eat your serving of fruit with your protein fat, and then check your blood sugar an hour later. You will likely be amazed at how stable it is. Second, and this is the most important warning, what about my medications? This is life and death, so please listen closely. You must never, ever stop or change your prescribed medications on your own. That is a promise I need you to make. These foods are a powerful supplement to your medical care, not a replacement for it. And as I mentioned with pomegranates, and it's also true for grapefruit, some fruits can have powerful interactions with common drugs. Pomegranates and grapefruit can interfere with statins and some blood pressure medications. If you are on a blood thinner like warfarin, Coumadin, you need to maintain a consistent intake of vitamin K. Suddenly changing your diet to include lots of leafy greens, like spinach, or avocados can affect your blood's clotting ability. This is not to scare you. This is to empower you. Your health is a team sport. Here is your assignment. Before you make a major change, like starting a daily pomegranate juice habit, call your pharmacist or talk to your doctor. Say, "I'm on your medication, and I'm planning to start eating this food. Are there any interactions I should know about?" That simple, 5-minute conversation is what makes you a smart, responsible, and safe advocate for your own health. Final part. Summary, reflections, call to action. So, let's wrap this up. We've learned that a stroke is rarely a sudden event, but a slow process of rusting pipes. We've learned that to stop it, we must first remove the 4 worst foods that are causing the damage: processed meats, deep-fried foods, liquid sugar, and high-sodium soups, tran broths. Then we add the 5 best foods to help clean and protect our arteries: blueberries, avocados, cooked tomatoes, whole apples, with the peel, and pomegranates. And most importantly, we learned the golden rules. 1. Always pair fruit with a protein or fat. 2. Eat your fruit whole, don't drink it. 3. And be mindful of your portions. Warm, encouraging music fades back in. I know this is a lot of information, but please don't feel overwhelmed. You don't have to change everything overnight. The power is in the small, simple, consistent choices. Even if you have a family history of heart disease or stroke, you are not a prisoner of your genetics. Your daily habits are what load the gun, and your daily habits are what can keep the safety on. Reclaiming your health isn't about a life of deprivation. It's about a life of addition. It's about adding in foods that make you feel lighter, more energetic, and more confident. It's about having the peace of mind to enjoy your life, your family, and your future without that shadow of fear. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Your step is to just choose one thing. So, here is my question for you today. Which one small change will you make this week? Will you swap that morning juice for a handful of blueberries in your yogurt? Or will you trade that bag of chips for an apple and some walnuts?
Please leave your answer in the comments below. Declaring your intention is a powerful first step, and it will inspire our entire community. If this video was helpful, please click the like button. It truly helps this vital, life-saving message reach more people. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and click the little bell so you won't miss our next video. And finally, if you know anyone, a parent, a sibling, a spouse, or a friend over 50 who you care about, please share this video with them. You can't be with them 24/7. You can't watch over what they eat. But by sending them this video, you are giving them the gift of knowledge. The information in this video might just be the most important gift and you ever give them. It could truly save a life. Thank you so much for your time and your trust. Be well and be an active guardian of your own health.